Hello and welcome. I am Jessica Brown with Mrs. Colorado Universal 2021. This is Beyond the Barbie, Powerhouse Paper Dolls, going below the surface with beautiful women to ask who inspires the women who inspire us. Joining me today is a new fast friend of mine, Mariana Morales, Miss Douglas County. Welcome, Mariana.
Hi, thank you for having me, Jess.
So happy to. We just met over the weekend. I posted the pictures. We went to the End Sex Trafficking event, and it was a long drive up and a long drive home. And so we got to just chat, and we became fast friends. So I am a big fan of yours, and I'm so glad you were able to sit down with me. And it's really nice to see you without a mask. You're quite stunning.
Great. Well, I've been smiling underneath it the whole time, but
yeah, I always am too, but you know. So we always like to start the interviews with who has inspired you. So who has inspired you?
My mother has inspired me. She is the true definition of perseverance.
I love that. I love how close you are with your mom. I told you how close I am with my mom, and I grew up with 3 generations in one house until I had my child, and then it was 4 generations in one house. So you have a big family, and you're nice and close, right?
Yeah, it's definitely very important to me.
So what? Let me ask you, what makes someone inspirational? What makes someone influential?
I think basically the way that you handle life, your attitude and your character, and the way that you present yourself too. So the way that you handle tough situations or even great situations, because you can be put in a spot where, you know, leadership spot, or, you know, in a very great spot, and your character, the way that you present yourself, you carry yourself, people see that, even though you think that they might not, they do.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I notice things about people like that. So when I pick someone influential, I pick someone good in character, honest, you know, who is hardworking, and, you know, has a great attitude and a great way of looking at life.
Absolutely. This is called Paper Dolls because the interviews are linked with the one before and after with things that you have in common. What you have in common with the interview before you is, I always ask, do you regret anything? And you both answered that you don't regret. Tell me why you don't indulge in the emotion of regret.
I don't regret anything because, as cliche as this might sound, it has molded me into the woman I am today. So I am actually thankful for all my obstacles I had and trials I had along the way. I'm not perfect and I still have a lot to work on, but I think definitely trials and things that you've been through have taught you lessons that will shape you, hopefully, into a better human being. So,
you know, and what the whole point of this interview series was to show the threads that connect us all. You know, I figured during quarantine, what we need most is connection. So that's why I try to stick to a questionnaire. And now that I'm at the end of the series before nationals, I am looking back at all of them, and it seems like the answer that just about everyone has in common is that no, I don't regret. Not that I enjoyed all my experiences, but they made me who I am. So that's got to be a characteristic, you know, commonality of powerful women, that we take our lumps and it just becomes part of our story.
Exactly. Yeah, you're very right.
Well, what advice would you give to your younger self?
I would say, you can't please everyone and you cannot make everyone happy. So believe in yourself and do what is right for you.
Something that you don't have in common with a single person I have interviewed is your favorite sound. What was that?
My favorite sound is cows mooing. So cattle. There's a reason for that though. It's because my dad used to have a ranch, and I remember when I was younger, my brother and I would go all the time over to his ranch, and we were so little. Like, I think I almost learned how to ride a horse, like right along, like even I think before riding a bike.
Wow.
So I just, now after, he passed away and I drive by like ranches or I hear cattle, it's almost like, I don't know, it just reminds me of my childhood and it makes me really happy. It's a weird, super weird sound, but it brings happiness. Yeah.
Well, and usually it's the sense of smell that's most tied to our memories. And now I'm wishing I would have asked everybody their favorite smell. So I know this wasn't on the questionnaire, but what's your favorite smell?
I probably would have said,
don't say cow poop.
Cow poop. No, actually it is. It's the smell of hay, actually.
Yeah.
Super weird, I know.
Yeah, it's because it's tied to memory. And so when you're talking about that, that sound brings you back. Like the smell of fresh cut grass, making us think of our childhoods. Yeah, I may even text everybody and find out everybody's favorite smell, because now looking back, I'm wishing I would have asked that.
Very interesting. I want to know. I would like to know what the other ladies think about that.
They did a test on what was the most recognizable smell. Do you know what it was? Crayons.
Really?
The most recognizable smell was crayons. But like if they did a sniff test, that's the one that most people got right.
Oh, that's interesting.
Maybe a very distinct smell.
Like you said, it's tied to
memory. Yeah, it's one of the earliest.
Childhood. It goes straight to childhood.
Yes.
They know it. It's in their head.
Visual memory, so it's kind of like integrated into your very fiber, into your very being. So a great COVID question is, if you could travel anywhere right now, where would you go?
I would love to go to Thailand because there's, from what I've read and from what I've heard, there's a lot of culture and history there, and it looks like a beautiful place, and I love hiking, so I would just love to go to like the rainforest and hike, and so Thailand.
And as I think I told you on our drive, my lifelong goal is to travel the world, learning cultural dances and broadcasting from in country to teach people about the world through dance. And should I win this upcoming weekend, or even actually place first runner up, but top two, get to go to Phuket, Thailand in October. So you could come along and be my groupie or audience member. Nah, I prefer groupie. Let's stick with groupie. So looking into the culture and I hadn't even thought about the hiking. That is such a great idea. Such a great idea.
Oh my goodness.
Have you been hiking in a rainforest?
Too. What was that?
Have you been hiking in a rainforest?
I haven't, no. But I know there's a great spot in Portland, I think. It's called I don't remember. I can't think of it on the top of my head, but it's like foresty like. There's a huge waterfall, super green.
Cool.
Beautiful place.
Yeah, Seattle and Portland, I mean, that's on my list too. I mean, my list of where I want to go is only getting longer. The more I learn, the less I see that I know, but the more of the world that I want to know. Let's see. I was also going to ask about your start in pageantry. How long have you been in pageantry?
I would 2017. So
okay, pretty recent.
I haven't been in pageantry for very long.
Even though you're relatively new to the industry, what positive ways has it already changed you? I know I'm going off the questionnaire, but I want to know.
No, it's totally fine. Honestly, it has taught me how to express myself, and it has given me confidence. And I think people, forgive me, but people outside of the pageantry, world, they think that because these girls are beautiful and they have it all, and they're hardworking, they volunteer. Like I said, we're not perfect, and I think it taught me confidence, like how to walk in a room and express myself, or stand in front of hundreds of people and be able to tell them what I stand for, what I believe in, and show them like who I am, and then just being in a swimming suit in front of people teaches you how to be free, be confident. So
absolutely.
So far, how to express myself in confidence.
Well, and I feel like pageantry, like a good pageant is like a good appearance or a good service project, where not only do you affect change in your community, but it also changes who you are. That not only are we giving back and putting putting what we learn to work, and, you know, and helping people directly, but we're helping our communities as a whole. And really the best ones also change us, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So where we like to end up, and I know you're very young for this question, but I would like to know, what would you like your legacy to be? How do you want to be remembered? What do you want your mark to be on this world?
I want my legacy to be everyone I've ever impacted. Like, I want my legacy to be how I show up to every single one of them, who I taught something through either my actions or simply been driven by my example or my journey. So it's the people that I meet along the way, and hopefully they can learn something from me. Like I said, by either my actions or just
well, and
journey.
as you mentioned, people are watching even when you don't know they are. And something that I've learned through pageantry is just how many people we do affect. Like there's, like the Venn diagram of the people we know and the people we don't know and the people that we see. And we affect people we may never even meet in ways that we may never even know. And that idea that you want your legacy to be how you touch each person's life that you come in contact with. I met my husband through Facebook, and he caught my eye because he had this post. He was carrying these buckets in a cornfield doing his service project. And he said that at the beginning of his career, his goal was to earn $1 million. But he learned that that wasn't the meaning of life. And now his goal is to touch 1 million lives. And that's why I got into pageantry, and that's why I picked that guy. And so I'm really glad that we connected, because you and I use pageantry as the tool to shape our communities, to help the people around us, and also to remake ourselves into better versions of us as humans. So I'm looking forward to the friendship and the collaboration ahead.
I am too. I'm so excited.
Thank you so much for sitting down with me. This is my new friend, Brian Morales. I am Jessica Brown, Mrs. Colorado Universal 2021. We will see you next time. Thanks.
Thank you for having me. Have a good night.
Thank you.